You're covering all expenses for our weekend getaway.
What? I don't remember planning any getaway.
It's a trip to heal my tired mind and body from work. Got a problem with that?
Well, a trip sounds nice, but paying for everything myself is a bit...
Don't be so stingy when I'm talking about going on a trip. Your role is to make sure I can refresh well, right?
Role? If we're going, I'd at least like to plan it together.
Huh? Why should I bother consulting with you beforehand? You don't need to have any input. I'm going where I want to go. That's all.
Then at least let's split the costs or share expenses somehow.
Huh, you're always worried about money, aren't you? You really don't understand me at all. I'm working hard and making money, so you should support me a little.
I know you're working hard, but I'm managing living expenses too. It's too much to suddenly cover travel costs.
You're just saying it's impossible because you don't want to spend your precious savings, right? Huh, you're so self-centered for being a wife.
Self-centered? If anything, suddenly dumping all travel expenses on me is what's self-centered.
There you go again. Always blaming me. It's really disappointing to think someone with such a boring mindset is my wife.
Geez, hun. When you act like it's natural for me to pay for everything, honestly, I don't feel good.
Then don't you want to be nice and take care of me? Or would you rather be stingy even if it means stressing me out?
I want to help reduce your stress, but this is too sudden. It's too big a burden.
Ugh, you're so petty. I'm sick of you making such a fuss over something so small.
I want to be there for you because I do love you. But I think how we take care of each other needs to be discussed together.
Fine then. If you're going to be so stingy about it, let's forget I ever brought it up.
I'm not being stingy. I just want us to plan and discuss things properly.
Yeah. I won't say any more since this is getting annoying. I thought a wife would happily pay for her husband, but you've really disappointed me.
That's a bit... I think your way of thinking is biased.
Well, I guess you're just different from my ideal wife. I had some expectations for you, but now I see they were pointless.
Ideal wife, huh? Then maybe I need to do some thinking too.
The medical costs are no joke.
What?
These doctors seem like they're ripping us off.
But they're saving lives after all. You shouldn't say things like that.
You should pay for my brother's surgery. It's only natural as a family member, right?
Why do I have to? He's your brother. I don't see why I should pay.
As my wife, it's obvious you should pay for my family members. Do I need to explain more than that?
Doesn't he have insurance? If he had just signed up for medical insurance, we wouldn't have to bear such a large cost.
He doesn't. That doesn't matter. Everyone in our family knows you have money. It's about time you made yourself useful.
That money I have is what I inherited when my dad passed away.
You've been hoarding it without touching it at all. That's why all our relatives call you the stingy wife behind your back. When you're not around, you know?
I'm honestly hurt to hear I've been thought of that way. But still, it's not money I can easily give away.
Oh, come on. This is about Ken's life. Surely you're not going to be stingy now? You're not so cold-hearted that you'd put a price on life, right?
So how much are you talking about?
His surgery can't be done here. It can only be done in Swiss. I heard just the medical costs alone will be around $20,000. You better prepare that much.
Listen, honey. I hate to say this, but for important money matters like this should come from himself or his wife.
Jeez, are you saying the sick person should come to you and beg? How cold can you be? You're literally a demon.
That's not what I mean. I just think we should at least hear from his wife, Kathy, about this.
This is unbelievable. I'm seriously disgusted by you. If you have the money, just give it. Why do you have to corner people like this?
But $20,000 isn't something I can easily give away. That's a huge amount. I need to mentally prepare for giving such money.
They have no money. Can't you understand at least that much?
Even if you say so, this is your family matter, isn't it?
The brother I admire so much is facing a life-threatening situation right now. You still intend to withhold money?
I'm not saying I won't give it. I just think a word from them would make me feel different about it.
If you're going to give it anyway, what does it matter?
Sorry, I'm the type who cares about these things. I don't like being taken for granted.
Fine. I'll tell them. That's what you want, right?
I want him to get better too. Don't misunderstand that.
Huh, I doubt it. You probably wish he'd just be gone quickly so you don't have to waste money.
That's not true.
And you can speak German, right? And all the communication and paperwork with the hospital in Swiss.
But I have work.
This is for Ken. You can take time off for that much.
I'll try.
Hello there. I never realized you were such a stingy woman.
Excuse me?
I can't believe this money grubber.
How dare you call me that?
Yeah, I heard you're being tight with the money for Ken's medical bills when he's barely hanging on. How heartless can you be?
It's not like that. I just think if I'm going to help, it should be on clear terms.
Oh, so while his life is on the line, you're worried about terms? Wouldn't it just be easier if you handed it over?
Well, then I'd appreciate seeing a bit of goodwill from your side first. With this attitude, I don't think anyone would feel inclined to give anything.
Oh, so now you're saying we should kneel and beg for it? Acting all high and mighty, huh? Who do you think you are? Trying to come across as some rich heiress now?
Uh-huh. So are you texting me just to insult me?
Nope. You're the one who said, if you want the money, ask directly, didn't you? Well, here I am.
And there's a way to ask, you know. This feels less like a request and more like you're just insulting me.
Stop with the lecture. I don't care if you like me or not, so who cares how I ask?
Well, I do. I'd rather give to someone who's actually respectful. Right now, honestly, I'm not feeling inclined to help.
How much did you inherit anyway? Bet you've got plenty. Just hand over a bit. Don't be so stingy.
I don't think I need to tell you that. It's none of your business.
Oh, look who's being a cheapskate. Your brother-in-law's on his deathbed, and you're clutching onto your cash. Unbelievable.
Remember when I lent you $2,000 to cover your phone bill after you overspent on that game? Still waiting for that to be paid back.
That was forever ago. Why does that matter now? I did pay you back $10, remember? So we're good, right?
Oh, we're far from good. There's a lot left to pay, and I'm wondering when I'll see the rest.
This is a life or death situation. Can't you let that go? I'm talking about something important here.
Funny how you always dodge things when it's inconvenient for you. I should have known better than to expect you to pay me back.
Anyway, hurry up with this. If something happens to Ken, I'll never forgive you.
You really don't know how to show respect when asking for help, do you?
What? I am asking. I'm literally asking you to help, so do it already.
What you're doing is looking down on me and making demands. It doesn't sound like a request, it sounds like a command.
Oh, come on. Enough with the extra talk. Just hand over the money or else.
Wait, are you threatening me?
Of course not. Just a little flash of my old self showing, that's all. Don't get the wrong idea.
All right then, I'll take care of everything. So $20,000 should cover it, right? I'll handle the process and coordinate with the hospital too.
You should have just done that from the start. You really make things complicated.
Excuse me? A little appreciation would be nice.
Oh, nothing. Just my thoughts slipping out.
Ken's in critical condition, yet you're awfully cheerful.
Well, I have to keep things light or he'll just get depressed. There's a lot to organize for the surgery abroad and I'll need your cooperation.
Yeah, I got it.
Let's head to his hospital here tomorrow to talk with his doctor. How's the morning?
What? I have plans.
You have something more important than this when every minute counts?
Fine, I'll go. Happy now?
If we don't act quickly, no amount of money will save him.
I get it already. Stop nagging.
I'm helping. What's with the attitude?
After sorting through all the necessary arrangements, Ken and Kathy were set to go to Switzerland for treatment. Since neither of them spoke German, I ended up accompanying them. The travel and accommodation costs were significant. Life is precious. My late dad, a doctor, used to say that, and I reminded myself of it whenever my frustration got the best of me. But I had no idea that beneath Ken's illness lay a hidden truth. One that I wouldn't discover until much later.
Honey, Ken just contacted me.
And?
I don't know all the details, but things seem to be going well.
Oh, good.
Is that all you have to say?
I told you what I went through in Switzerland.
He's sick. Can't you put up with a few demands?
It wasn't him, it was Kathy. She kept asking to eat this, buy that. It wasn't a vacation.
Come on, her husband's sick. Let her enjoy a little.
Even when we got hassled on the street by a stranger, she pointed at me saying she's a celebrity, she has lots of money in English, and just ran off.
Hey, you're fine, aren't you?
What's fine about that? When he said I have a knife, I thought I was going to die.
You're exaggerating.
Then she left me there to deal with everything and flew home first, just saying take care of it. Isn't that completely irresponsible?
She's probably exhausted from her first overseas trip.
I'm honestly disappointed in her. She treated me like her servant without a single word of thanks. I'm done.
You're so petty.
What? You're just as bad. Not a single word of gratitude from you either. Just because he's your brother, am I supposed to do all this for free? What do you think I am?
You know, you're exhausting to be around. Kathy even said you're a drag.
What the heck?
You act like paying the surgery cost makes you some kind of hero.
Well, without my money, there wouldn't have been a surgery, right?
If you're so proud over a measly $20,000, then maybe you should leave.
What are you saying? I just thought a simple thank you or well done would have been nice. A few words can change everything, and it would make me feel like I actually did something meaningful for my family.
That whole I deserve your gratitude vibe, that's what annoys me. It's why I've decided to file for divorce. There's no point in continuing this.
Are you serious? Is that really how you feel about everything I've done?
It's not just me. Kathy said the same thing. She was like, who does she think she is, acting like some big hero just because she paid for the surgery? So yeah, that makes you stingy and full of yourself.
Oh, so that's what you two were saying.
And Ken too. He laughed saying, well, we're done with her now. People who cling to their money like you do end up disliked, you know?
I can't believe this. Is that really all my efforts meant to you?
No one likes a penny pincher, especially when you have money but refuse to share it. Even your own family finds it annoying.
I think I have the right to decide how to spend my money. Doesn't everyone have concerns about the future? If I have kids one day, isn't it reasonable to want to be prepared for them?
Oh, that sounds exhausting. Always thinking about the future, like you're worried sick. Who has time for that?
If you're always chasing short-term desires, no amount of money will ever be enough. Don't you get that?
I already told you, didn't I? Like, when I wanted that chrome hearts necklace, or when Kathy asked for that $3,000 bag, both were flatly denied.
Do you really not see anything wrong with buying those without any reason?
And when I said I wanted a car, I was talking about a Ferrari. I was just trying to bring some enjoyment to my life, and you ignored it.
How do you expect to maintain a car that costs $400,000? It's completely unrealistic.
If you're not going to spend money, then there's no point in us being together. And just get out.
So now that I paid for the surgery, I'm suddenly done?
Yeah, that's about right. It feels like your role is over.
That's messed up. So you really only saw me as a financial source.
Well, to put it simply, it's like having a stack of cash in front of you but being told, don't touch it.
So you really only see me as a pile of cash?
I couldn't even find the bank statements, no matter where I looked, so I don't even know how much you really have.
Are you kidding me? You never trusted me, did you?
Exactly, and now that we're getting a divorce, there's no reason to hide it. So, tell me, how much do you actually have?
None of your business.
You never trusted me, did you?
Well, I don't plan to use it.
Fine, whatever. You've got 3 days to get out.
Good luck paying for the second surgery on your own.
What? Second surgery? Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Ashley, answer me! Hey, Ashley, what the hell are you doing? I've been trying to reach you over and over. Why are you ignoring me? Just answer me already.
Please, Ashley, I'm begging you. Help us. How can you be so cold when Ken's in serious trouble? This is exactly when the family should be sticking together.
Persistent, aren't you? I thought I made it clear. Wasn't it supposed to be help once and that's it? I already went above and beyond.
Wait. So that's what the second surgery was about? Why didn't you tell me about this from the start?
That's right. The $20,000 we got the first time only covered tests. The real surgery costs are separate. The real issue is the cost of the next surgery.
I was translating all of that for you, including the explanations. I also told you there would be another big payment due. But Kathy, you were so glued to your phone that you weren't even listening.
But I trusted you to handle everything. I didn't expect to be abandoned here.
Actually, I'm the one who was abandoned. I gave up my time, my money, everything for Ken, only to be told you're no longer needed and discarded. Do you even understand how that feels?
Well, I was wrong. Maybe I focused too much on Ken's knees. The last thing he told me a week ago was that he was struggling because the second surgery couldn't happen. And then I lost contact.
He says some forms filled with confusing terminology that I couldn't understand at all.
Just help us this one time, okay?
So what was the price written on that consent form? You at least checked the amount, right? You can read numbers after all.
I think it said 20,000 Swiss francs.
20,000, huh? So about $22,000. Quite a sum.
$22,000? That's insane! Do you think I can just pull that kind of money out of thin air? And we aren't technically divorced yet, so don't you still have an obligation to help him?
Obligation? No, I don't owe anything. The responsibility to help is yours alone. My part is over.
Oh, come on! Don't be so heartless. Just help us this once.
Figure it out yourselves. It's time you came up with a solution on your own.
You're heartless. What a monster.
Oh, and you think you're a good wife?
What's that supposed to mean?
Is cheating on your husband with his own brother what you'd call a good wife?
What?
Let's be honest, Kathy. You're having an affair with my husband, aren't you?
What are you talking about? Oh, you must be joking, right? There's no way. Give me a break.
Yeah, we'd never do something like that. What's wrong with you?
Exactly. If I were really having an affair with him, I wouldn't even be here helping Ken. Don't you think your imagination is running wild?
Absolutely. Ken not being around would actually be better for us, right? So obviously an affair doesn't even make sense.
I see. Interesting logic. That makes sense, I suppose.
Right. So could you stop with the strange suspicions? Even as a joke, it's troubling.
But think about it. If you were actually having an affair, would Ken stay quiet about it? What if he was blackmailing you?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Maybe he says something like this. Convince Ashley to pay for my life-saving surgery. If you don't, I'll expose your affair to the world and you'll lose everything.
Wait, how do you know about that?
I heard it directly from him. Do you think I'm just making this up?
So, he actually told you all this?
Yes, even while you two were trying to convince him to just give up on treatment. But he couldn't accept that. He knew there was a chance of survival with surgery abroad, and he knew it was only a matter of money. With his life on the line, he had no choice but to use any leverage he could to get the help he needed.
So, he told you everything?
You threw me out because you didn't want to risk extra compensation if your affair got exposed, didn't you? After all, he already asked you, Kathy, for $25,000. If you added my claim, you both would end up in debt, and you wanted to avoid that at all costs.
It's a misunderstanding. He's been saying strange things because of the medication.
No, he's perfectly clear-headed now that the surgery's done.
What?
I paid him $50,000 as a condition, and in exchange, he told me everything.
Why?
I had a feeling something was off. Call it a woman's intuition. It started when Kathy went back home before me. That wasn't just because the Swiss didn't agree with her. She saw it as a chance. She could spend time alone with you without anyone around.
It's not like that.
As you both know, I have money. When she got back, I quickly hired a private investigator to look into things.
No way. I didn't even notice.
Most of the information Ken had was low quality, shaky photos, so I needed solid, undeniable evidence to win.
Totally busted.
I give up.
Ken made a promise to me. He'll use the $25,000 to repay what he owes me and spend the rest of his life paying off the remaining.
Well, that's only right. It's his surgery cost after all.
He admitted he'd been relying on me for money, thinking it was easy since I had it. But when he thought about whether he'd do the same if the roles were reversed, he realized he probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I probably couldn't either.
Exactly. Ashley, honey, you're a wonderful person. I respect you. You're the best wife I could have asked for. So about that compensation, could we reduce it a little?
You've got to be kidding me. In fact, Kathy, I'll be billing you for all the travel expenses, accommodations, and every penny you spent while we were abroad.
What? You said you'd cover everything, so that's why I went with you.
I was helping Ken, not you.
So how much are we talking about?
$20,000?
Unbelievable.
Brace yourself.
Come on, have some mercy. She doesn't have any money.
Why would that matter to me?
You've got plenty, don't you? Don't make such a fuss over this.
Not anymore.
Wait, what?
At first, I thought $250,000 would be more than enough, but Ken's travel and surgery drained nearly all of it. I'd hoped to save at least a little for the future.
You only had that much? 250 grand can disappear quickly, you know?
And how much did you think I had?
Well, I figured at least a few million. I thought if my wife was rich, I'd be set for life.
I wanted to keep that money as future education funds for our kids. But with Ken's life on the line, I had to use it, trusting him when he said he'd pay it back once he recovered. That money was a stroke of luck for me, and I plan to earn my own going forward, so I don't regret it at all.
You're truly incredible. Not everyone would pull that much money on the line for someone.
Oh, I don't need praise or gratitude. Just pay me back and finalize the divorce. I have no reason to stay with you any longer.
But I've made up my mind. I want to stay with you forever. Don't talk about divorce now.
Wait a minute. You told me we'd get married in 2 years after you divorced her. What are you doing changing your mind now?
I realized that I'd never meet someone as kind and honest as her again. Letting her go was the biggest mistake of my life.
Are you saying I'm a horrible person?
I don't even have to say it. Your shallowness and self-centered nature are exhausting.
How could you? That's how you really feel?
Could you two have your lovers spat somewhere else? I'm done here and I don't have time to waste listening to this.
Ashley, can't you reconsider? I see where I went wrong. Let's start fresh, please.
No, I have no interest in that whatsoever. Stop wasting my time. And with that, goodbye. My divorce with Tim was finalized, and I successfully claimed $25,000 in compensation. Now that I've taken the first step toward a new life, I feel my anxieties about the future starting to ease. Ken has also returned safely, and I heard he finalized his divorce too. He's recovered fully, looking healthier than ever, and works hard every day, making his payments back to me on time each month. Seeing him rebuild his life with his own strength has been inspiring. As for Tim and Kathy, it seems they've truly hit rock bottom since our separation. Tim couldn't shake his reckless spending habits and ended up dipping into his company's funds. leading to his arrest. He apparently tried to justify it as protecting his family, but no one was buying it. His selfish, irresponsible actions ultimately led to his own downfall. Meanwhile, Kathy tried to make fast money through sugar daddy arrangements, but her greed led to some serious tax evasion charges, resulting in her arrest. Her transparent calculations and relentless ambition likely drove people away until she found herself isolated. She may never be able to return to a grounded life. As for me, I've decided to pursue my dream of becoming a doctor and have enrolled in medical school. I truly believe it's never too late for a fresh start. Using my past experiences as fuel, I'm dedicating myself to a future where I can bring healing to others. Here's to new beginnings!
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.